A new witness speaks out, and this person is actually Diddy's planner. And man, does this person give out some crazy details.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal.
What's up, y'all? Yes, we are back in the conversation about Diddy because there's a lot of stuff going on with Diddy right now. A lot of people have stepped forward. There's a lot of updates on some things, and it's been absolutely insane. But this just dropped early this morning, and I want to make sure that you guys know about this. And this is very interesting. They are giving their first eye view of how some of these rooms were set up, how some of these parties were, and all this stuff. But they're saying Diddy once redecorated a whole room with hundreds of mirrors for a $500,000 party, by the way, and a freak off. This is what a planner says. A person that was hired to put together a party or plan and help put things and events together for Diddy. Everywhere you looked was that kind of action, right? That carnal action. So we got to get into this. Let's just jump right into it. Sean Diddy Combs spared no expense while planning his F-off parties and even had hundreds of mirrors mounted on walls and ceiling during one event so that he could get a better view of the debauchery, a planner tells The Post. Everywhere you looked, you'd see yourself reflected again and again, the planner said, of this early 2000s party at Combs Mansion. I mean, Caligula, does that give you Caligula vibes? Because it gives me that too, okay? This also gives me Eyes Wide Shut, except with mirrors. And if you haven't seen that movie, just get the movie online and just go to the end. When he as soon as he says Fidelio, that's when you need to go and watch the rest of the show, because that is literally what Diddy was putting on at his parties, and I guess sans masks. Okay, so pretty insane. You can imagine what it would look like when people are, in their birthday suits doing the hibbity dibbity on the floor, on couches, wherever. I mean, it's complete, absolute. Everyone just answering to their primal needs, for lack of a better term. And of course, let's not forget the copious amounts of substances, I'm sure, that were coursing through a lot of these people's bodies. Not only the people that, of course, consented to putting those things in their bodies. Let's not forget the people that were coerced to put certain things in their system as well. So just a room full of people just gone, which is insane. A lot of crime going on in the room all at the same time. So the party was part of one of these many high-profile parties that turned into a group carnal session, for lack of a better term, as the night went on, the source said. And money was no object. Is that a surprise? They cost about $500,000 per party, said the planner. This is for both the mainstream part, the part that we all know, where you have all the people out there, and then of course the after party, where this is where the freak-offs go. She added great food, expensive alcohol, dancers, acrobats, models. Sometimes we had live animals, sometimes different performers. It all added up, but he didn't care. I mean, he made money, but still, it's terrible what he's being alleged of doing, right? Days after the event, the mirrors were removed and the mansion went back to its original state, the planner said. It was definitely a vibe he wanted to put out there, that everywhere you look, there would be that action happening. It was wall to wall, get it? Debauchery. So the Post has independently verified that the planner, who asked not to be named, worked with Combs in the early to mid 2000s. The planner said that she was hired to arrange the food, alcohol, entertainment, and decor, but had no say in the guest list or the spicy component to these events. He was hiring both men and women who called themselves models, but it seemed obvious, at least to me, that they were actually S workers, said the planner. But that wasn't my role. That would be the role of a member of his team. So he hired somebody else to go out there, wrangle these models, okay, fly them in or bring them in, and then they would be there to perform or to perform. If you get what I'm saying. This particular planner continues. I just handled the mainstream stuff. When it came to money, all he would ask was, is it going to be a great party? And if the answer was yes, he was willing to pay. Man, shoot. A lot, man. Moving on. The Post has viewed more than, this is the craziest part here too. The Post has viewed more than 24 videos. 24 videos of these S parties, y'all, of these freak offs, which appear to be footage of Diddy's, F offs, which were timed to mainstream events, including, and of course, we've heard about this before, the MTV Video Music Awards or the Super Bowl. They saw some of these videos. They gave us some really crazy details of what they saw and so on. And still, absolutely knucking fucks, guys. The information that they had then. Now we're hearing that they saw over 24 videos because, 24 is 212s. So 24 videos of people bumping uglies and getting it ons. Absolutely insane. In one video, he appears to take part in the action, holding the camera in his own POV while he is engaged in some sort of act, in some spicy act with a woman. We already know about all that as well. So he, of course, has denied any wrongdoing. There has been a lot of people stepping forward and filing lawsuits against him under the Buzzbeat law firm. But absolutely crazy. These F-offs were elaborate performances that he engaged, directed, and often electronically recorded. And we heard about Cassie's unbelievable experience being the star of some of these, the center of attention to some of these parties, and like he's shooting these things like he's Martin freaking Scorsese, right? So it is pretty insane. Now, this planner is basically saying, sure, they weren't the ones that actually planned the parties, the F-offs, but those F-offs did indeed happen. And it's interesting to hear the extra added pieces of information here revolving around this, revolving around the actual F-offs, what went down, how elaborate, and what money was no problem. He paid fun and activity and showing that he can be the king of the party, right? The master of ceremonies. Money was no option. Money was no obstacle. Nothing would stop him. If it was a $500,000 party, as long as everybody was having a good time, then that's all that matters. But what's wild to me is that I'm wondering what this planner was doing when the after party was actually happening. Because if you knew that this guy was throwing these kind of parties, it does make you wonder, what else does this planner know aside from, oh yeah, he would, money was not an obstacle, everything, he wanted everything to be elaborate and gorgeous. So I am kind of curious about what else this planner knows, because I feel like this planner knows something more. Because why would you know that everywhere you looked was the sex, was the spicy hibbity dibbity? Why would you know that if you weren't at least aware of the parties being put together, especially if you were planning the first half? It doesn't make sense that you would plan the first half but not plan the second half. That just doesn't make sense to me. Like, suddenly, that's as far as I go, sir. I plan the party with all the A-listers. As soon as you go into the freak offs, sorry, sir, I got my hands are clean to that one. I wash my hands clean to that. My name's Bennett and I ain't in it. No, I disagree. I challenge that piece, but anything's possible. But what say you guys? What are your thoughts on this? Comment down below. What are your thoughts on this information? It is very interesting, but at the same time, it does make you wonder. This particular planner did say, yeah, there were models that were invited to these things, but you knew what they were there for. Interesting, right? Wouldn't you think, yeah, those are all S workers? Clearly, this planner knows a lot more than what they're letting off. I feel like I wish this reporter could have pushed a little bit more and challenged this particular unnamed planner with more questions so that we can get a few more answers, because I feel like there's more to this. If you know about those S workers being brought in acting as if they're models, I wonder what else this planner saw. And I'm sure this planner saw a whole lot. Anyway, guys, that's the video. Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Hit that like button down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to have you part of the Pascal Show family. Anyway, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. We'll talk soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.